Have you ever had a woman destroy a perfectly good relationship and wondered what the hell just happened? The answer will make you question every breakup you've ever been through. Women test the strength of relationships by attempting to break them. This sounds insane until you understand what's actually being measured. She doesn't want to hear that you love her. She wants to see what that love looks like under pressure. She doesn't need your words. She needs your response when words stop working. So she manufactures chaos. She creates drama from nothing. She picks fights that have no origin. She pulls back without warning. She threatens to leave when everything seemed fine. And while you're standing there confused, trying to figure out what you did wrong, she's watching, carefully, waiting to see which version of you shows up when comfort disappears. This isn't cruelty. This is verification. When a woman is genuinely attached, when her emotions are fully invested in you, she becomes vulnerable. And vulnerability without proof of safety is unbearable. So she tests, not because she doubts you, but because she needs evidence that her doubt is misplaced. Every dramatic exit, every jealousy attempt, every argument manufactured from thin air is her asking the same question without words. If I push, will you collapse? If I threaten to leave, will you dissolve into something I can't respect? If another man appeared on the horizon, would it shake you? Or would you stand unmoved? The women who test you hardest are the women who care the most. Indifferent women don't bother. Invested women need to know. So when she starts sabotaging what seemed perfect, understand that the stability itself triggered her need to verify. She's not trying to end what you've built. She's trying to confirm it cannot be ended by anything she does. Here's where most men destroy everything. When she tests, they respond with the wrong emotional frequency. Not wrong because it's dishonest. Wrong because it falls into a category that triggers her disgust instead of her attraction. There are emotions that pull a man deeper into his masculine core. Controlled anger, protective intensity, territorial assertion, the quiet fury of a man who refuses to let what's his be threatened. When she sees these, something ancient in her relaxes. She watches him get visibly frustrated at the thought of losing her, not desperate, not begging, but genuinely unwilling to tolerate another man touching what belongs to him. And her attraction deepens. This is what her test was designed to find. Then there are emotions that pull a man into feminine energy. Sadness, nervousness, fear, desperate negotiation, pleading for her to stay. When she sees these, something ancient in her recoils, not because the emotions aren't real, because they signal that her chaos shattered his foundation, that his sense of self depends on her staying, that his confidence requires her presence to remain intact. These emotions don't make her feel guilty for testing. They make her feel validated for doubting. The distinction is surgical. She wants to see that you care, but she needs to see it through strength, not dissolution. She wants evidence of emotional investment, but investment channeled through masculine assertion, not feminine collapse. The man who responds to her exit threat with cold, controlled frustration, not aimed at her, but at the situation, at the audacity of losing what he's built, passes. The man who responds by explaining his feelings, by asking her to stay, by showing visible fear of the outcome, fails. Same depth of caring. Opposite emotional category. And the category determines whether she returns or walks away with her suspicions confirmed. When she says she's done, when she announces she can't do this anymore, when she says she needs space, there is exactly one correct response. You let her go, not because you don't care, because your word has to be unbreakable. If she threatens to leave and you chase, you've just demonstrated that her words carry no weight, that she can weaponize exit whenever she needs leverage, that your frame bends the moment she applies pressure. But if she says she's leaving and you hold the door open, calm, firm, immovable, something different unfolds. She has to sit with her decision. She has to feel the full weight of a reality she created. She has to wonder, alone, whether she made the worst mistake of her life. This is where most men shatter. They break within days. They send the text. They make the call. They explain, justify, beg, negotiate. And in doing so, they fail the exact test she designed. Because what she actually wanted, beneath all the drama, wasn't for you to chase. It was for you to be the kind of man who doesn't need to. The kind of man who knows his worth. The kind of man who will feel her absence, yes, but won't disintegrate without her. Sometimes she comes back within a week. Sometimes it takes months, sometimes years. But the man who holds his position becomes something in her memory that the man who chased can never be. The one who got away. The one whose frame she couldn't crack no matter how hard she pushed. The one who let her walk and didn't flinch. What most men don't understand is that this test never ends. It evolves. The woman you've been with for 3 years will test you harder than the woman you've dated for 3 months. The woman you live with will test you in ways a casual girlfriend never would. And if you marry her, the tests reach depths most men aren't prepared for. This isn't because she becomes more difficult over time. It's because her investment grows, and with that investment comes greater fear of loss. She needs to know repeatedly that the man she's building a life with cannot be broken by the storms she creates, that his foundation exists independent of her approval. Every year you pass this test, her respect compounds. Every time you fail, something permanent erodes. There are men who held frame for 2 years only to collapse in year 3 and watch everything disappear overnight. And there are men who understood from the beginning that this is not a test you pass once. It is a test you pass for as long as she remains in your life. Set your terms before she tests them. Make your boundaries known from the first day she enters your life. Let her know exactly how you operate, what you expect, what you refuse to tolerate. And when she tests those boundaries, and she will, enforce them without hesitation. Your yes means yes. Your no means no. If she chooses to leave, she leaves knowing exactly what she's abandoning. The woman who truly loves you will try to destroy what you've built just to watch you hold it together. That's not dysfunction. That's her proving to herself that you're the man she already hopes you are. Pass the test, and she's yours at a depth most men will never experience. Fail it, and she'll spend years looking for the man she wished you had the strength to be.